So I've made a little flower that I love so much, so I wanted to share. This was made, petals cut out from an advertisement of some sort. I liked the color, so I cut out petals, cut out a circle from the advertisement, put all the petals on there. So it's a little thicker paper, so it's not floppy. It's gonna keep its shape. And then what was really exciting was the middle part. I was having trouble cutting out little flowers because I was just using little bits and pieces left over from junk journaling, but the papers are just a little thicker and harder to work with. So I went back to my scraps. So this is using my jelly plate and some acrylics, and it's just on lined homework paper, like leftover homework, and painted over it, for one of my daughters. So this one worked really well. So you just want to cut it, a little smaller than your flower, maybe halfway, depends how you want the flow of flower to work. So you just cut it, and then to make a square, you're just going to fold it and then cut it. You can see this isn't exact, but it's not going to matter because that's going to get cut off. And then I like to fold them 3 times. It makes 8 petals. You could fold it less. You could probably fold it more, but it'd be really hard this tiny to fold it more, but you could. Now, when you're getting ready to cut it, make sure that you're holding the center of the paper, otherwise you won't have a flower when you open it. So here's the center of the paper. Center, and fold, center, and fold, and there's the center. So I'm holding the center towards me. And now you're going to cut out a petal. You basically need to cut off these edges of the papers here, but keeping the base intact. So you're just going to go in and then cut out a petal. You can do all kinds of things with the shapes of the petals. It's kind of a childhood project. I think a lot of us did this when we were little. So then I have my petal. That shape's all right. And then I'm going to ink mine. You don't have to ink it. But if you're going to ink it, definitely ink it before you open it. Or if you want to unfold it to see it, fold it back up and ink it, sure. But if you wait to ink it till you open it, well, then you're working 8 times harder, because then you have to do 8 petals instead of just 1 when you're inking it. Then you unfold it. So pretty. Okay, and then I'm just using tacky glue. I kind of like this for this project. Makes it stick well, dries pretty well, stays right in there. I'm just putting glue right in the center because I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these flowers. I'm just making a whole bunch just because. I don't have any idea what I'll do. But I'm only gluing the middle because depending on what I do with it later, maybe I'm going to want some texture to this, like maybe I'm going to want to bend these up and have them folded up so they have a little texture, whereas if it's going to go in a junk journal, then you'd probably want to glue it down and keep it down secure. You could always add a little glue in there later. Now for the centers, of course you can use beads and you can use pretty things like whatever random things you have, but what I'm really having fun with today is I always put all my little hole punch circles, keep them in a box. Wasn't really sure for what reason, but then I found the reason today. I really like them as the center. So a tiny, tiny, tiny little dab of paint. And then I pick this up. You could pick it up with tweezers, or you could just moisten your finger a little bit. It'll stick right to it. And since it's tacky glue, it'll stick right to that. But anyway, then you have such a pretty little flower. You can do all kinds of things with it. Like I said, junk journal. You can make a card. I'm thinking about making a picture, like to hang up on my wall with a whole bunch of flowers, but who knows? I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But there's the pretty flower.